We're going to take a look tonight at a budding controversy that pits a wildly popular fast food chain against the gay community. The owners of Chick-fil-A have proudly built
Chick-fil-A's main
Goodbye,
man.
Chick-fil-A. All your food
This
was
fast food giant Chick-fil-A, the popular national sandwich chain.
I think we're inviting God's judgment on our nation when we shake our fist at him and say, you know, we know better than you as to what constitutes a marriage.
I've actually been really surprised to hear how many people are swayed by really delicious chicken.
Hi, my name is Michael Manicop. I am 21 years old and I go to San Diego State University.
Tell me about your frat.
I joined fall of 2011, so it's been a little over a year now. And I went into it thinking it wasn't going to be like other fraternities since it was a gay fraternity.
So you're aware about the Chick-fil-A controversy, correct?
Yes, I'm aware.
So what was your initial reaction when you heard about it?
I thought it was cool because it got a lot of attention. And then after a while seeing it like all over Facebook, I kind of got tired of it. But yeah, my initial reaction, I was like, oh, this is a great way to bring attention to our cause.
Yeah, a dark roast. 260 is your change.
Okay, thank you.
Can I get you any sauces?
Can I get just Chick-fil-A sauce?
Yeah. And they're going to be calling your name down at the end.
Okay, thanks.
There you go.
All right, thank you.
So I'm Everardo Aguilar. I belong to the First Unitarian Universalist Church of San Diego. I've been a member here since 1986. Unitarian Universalism is a denomination. We're part of the Unitarian Universalist Association. Where we're distinct from Christians and other Protestant groups is we're not Trinitarians. We do not believe in the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. We believe in the one God. And the basic premise behind Universalist Church or Universalism is the universal salvation or the universal love of God.
So you're aware about the Chick-fil-A controversy,
Right.
Mm-hmm. What was your initial reaction?
What my initial reaction was it's one thing to have, if you own a company, it's one thing to have personal beliefs. It's quite another when you impose your personal beliefs on your company and on your company's employees, and also try to use your beliefs to suppress other people's rights. My religion of birth is Catholicism, and I broke away from Catholicism long before I came out because it just simply wasn't working for me as far as how the religion discriminated against other people. I was looking for a spiritual home that treated everybody equally, and that's what I found in Unitarian Universalism.
Being Christian myself, like, there were friends from my church who were like really gung-ho about it, but for me, I just kind of saw it as like, for people who didn't know anything about the situation, they just saw it as like, oh, Christians are mean and judgmental, and so I tried to stay away from it. I do like to be that person to show that you can be gay and Christian at the same time. And I don't think I would be as comfortable with it as I am now if it weren't for the church that I found. So that church has done a lot for me as well.
Is it open and affirming?
Yeah.
This is a copy of our open and affirming statement, just so you have it. Oh, let's go around. Like, I never have the right key for that door. In the United Church of Christ, we have a designation called open and affirming, which actually started in the mid-'70s where churches could officially designate themselves as a welcoming place to openly gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender people. My initial reaction when I heard about Chick-fil-A's stance against GLBT people was, no! Like, I love Chick-fil-A. I love Chick-fil-A. I grew up in the South. I grew up in Texas. And when my wife and I met and we went down to Texas and she had never had Chick-fil-A before, like one of the first things I did was take her to a Chick-fil-A so that she could experience the yumminess of a simple bread, chicken breast, and pickle. Like, that's all it is, like, but it's so good, you know?
I had Chick-fil-A once and I thought it was gross and I'm never gonna go there again. I'm very careful as far as where I spend my money, where I go and give my business to, and I discourage people from going to Chick-fil-A, especially people if they care about me, because of the fact that Chick-fil-A are actively trying to oppress me. So I can't tell people what to do, but I can say I would really rather you would spend your money somewhere else.
Controversy kicked up. Again, my initial reaction was, oh man, I'm gonna have to like make a choice here. But I've really come to think that I'm not representative of either side. I'm definitely not a representative of the thousands of people who went to Chick-fil-A on whatever day it was to show support for them because of their anti-gay, statements.
Perhaps hundreds of thousands of people showed up at Chick-fil-A's across the country, not only to support Dan Cathy, the CEO, but also they showed up to support this crazy concept called freedom of speech.
But I also don't really identify with the liberal agenda that basically did the same thing, which was protest those who were going to stand in line at Chick-fil-A. I mean, that's so ridiculous.
So you don't support gay marriage? Why not? Why not?
I'm a Christian, and I do not believe in that.
I saw another documentary, I think it was a YouTube video, and it was a girl randomly asking all the people who were supporting Chick-fil-A.
My mom told me to come here today. Because my grandpa's Republican.
There was documentaries done where students popped up and filmed young people who were in line for the free chicken, and they really didn't have any opinion. They were just there. They were there basically for the free chicken and didn't really care what was going on as far as the controversy was concerned.
What would you say to both sides?
Grow up.
Would you say the same thing to both of them, or would you
Yes, I would say both. I would say the same thing to both of them. It seems to me those who were protesting Chick-fil-A and those who were standing in line and kind of, rallying behind them with their dollars, they're not having an adult conversation, a mature conversation with one another. And anytime there is significant social progress in our country, it's because adults have gotten in the room and spoken and communicated with one another as adults.
The gay rights organization Campus Pride launched the campaign to boycott Chick-fil-A. That campaign has now been suspended, and a friendship's been sparked between the director of Campus Pride, Shane Windmeyer, and, as mentioned, the president of Chick-fil-A, Dan Cathy. Shane Windmeyer joins us now. Shane, tell us, how did this friendship come about? Let's start there.
Shane, the one campus, okay. I think it's important for him to do what he's doing. People discriminate against like the amorphous group, and as soon as they make a connection with individual people, it's like, oh, well, you're not like them. But after a while, I think by having more of a dialogue and more of a connection, I think the people behind Chick-fil-A will have a better understanding that LGBT people are people and have the right to legally marry their significant others in this country.
I was very aware of Dan Cathy's views of gay marriage, and my husband and I have been together 18 years, and we want the right to marry. So it took a lot to sit down with this man, and I learned that Dan and I actually do have some common ground, whether or not we agree on same-sex marriage.
How would you respond to that?
I think it's a start.
My response to any type of bridge building between people of divergent ideologies is applause. It's in our best interest, those of us who consider ourselves sort of progressives, to be in conversation and communication, not press releases, not diatribes, not these long essays in the New York Times, but real, honest, individual conversation.
I think it's important to keep up the dialogue and to educate people, particularly younger people, about what the issues are, so that they make a more informed decision, not just run to Chick-fil-A just so they can get a free chicken sandwich.
It's a start, but I think there's a lot more work to be done.
I truly believe that we are best when we are offering full human and natural rights to people regardless of their background and where they come from, or for that matter, who they might love. And I think the United States in general and the world as a whole is better when we're offering as much human and civil rights as we possibly can to people.
We can come together as a community and deal with these issues in responsible ways.
Yeah, civil discourse. I think everybody appreciates that no matter the side on whatever the issue. Shane, thanks for taking time. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Thank you.